Hello, I'm Brian Rose, the founder of Biohackers United, and today I wanted to talk about a biohacker's guide to help relieve constipation. And it's something that I've been dealing with personally, but I've found some solutions, some biohacks to help people that I want to talk about today. So just some stats about how common constipation is. 20% of all adults deal with constipation on a regular basis. It actually increases as you get older, and it's actually more prevalent with women. Now, believe it or not, the effects of constipation on a regular basis, it can affect leaky gut, skin problems, physical discomfort, hemorrhoids, brain fog, loss of appetite, fatigue, headaches, and a weakened immune system because you have so much stored up toxins within the blood and in the body itself. If it bypasses the gut tight junctures, it can cause increased inflammation that can lead to a weakened immune system. I know personally because my grandmother died from a leaky gut and she had years of chronic constipation. So one of the key things you can do to help cure constipation that we're going to talk about is physical activity. Specifically, bouncing and running itself will increase the body's ability to both detox and to get the fluids pumping throughout the body itself. This is Nick Bear. He's the founder of Bear Performance Nutrition. He's also a fellow veteran, but I wanted to mention specifically running can truly help with increasing blood flow, but helping with constipation. Sports like racquetball, where you're just running around the court, you're not even thinking about the physical activity and exercise, can also help with increasing the blood flow and the lymphatic system for drainage. Now, if you have sore knees or you can't get outside and run on a regular basis, even though those are truly effective, try a rebounder. This is an example of the jump sport rebounder, but the rebounders themselves, as you're bouncing up and down, it helps with the digestion, but it specifically helps with the lymphatic system to get things moving throughout the body itself. So something to keep in mind specifically for guys, and this might surprise you, but in the mornings before you have a bowel movement, try sitting down when you go to the bathroom when you pee, because what you'll find if you start to do this on a regular basis, especially first thing in the morning, is afterwards while you're sitting on the toilet, all of a sudden the urge will kick in and you'll be surprised that a bowel movement might actually occur. So give it a try, see what happens. Now, one of the supplements that I do as a backup plan, I don't suggest doing this on a regular basis, is this particular supplement. It's called Prunlat's. Tablets themselves, if you can see on the picture, it's got a little crease down the middle. I highly suggest you break it in half and you start with just half a tablet. If you do a whole tablet, a lot of times I'll do half a tablet at night and I'll do a half tablet in the morning if it hasn't started to kick in. But if you're trying it for the first time, just be cautious, because as soon as it kicks in, it really kicks in and you gotta get to the bathroom. But this is one thing that has worked for me in the past. Now, friends and family have also come up with different constipation elixirs that I'm gonna mention that has helped family members. One is you take a freshly squeezed lemon with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of unsweetened cranberry juice, and then you mix this concoction all together and you drink it before bed. What you'll find is it will help detox and then it will help relieve constipation in the morning. Now, this is something I've switched to over the years, is doing specifically for myself gluten-free oatmeal. You should get tested, see if you're allergic to gluten. Most people are allergic to gluten, but look for oatmeal that's gluten-free, and stay away from some of the big brands, because some of the large manufacturers will use glyphosate as part of the drying process when they harvest the oats themselves. So look for gluten-free and contact the particular manufacturers to make sure they're not using glyphosate in their manufacturing. But the oatmeal itself, it has increased fiber, but as part of the fiber itself, it has what's called beta-glucans, and the beta-glucans, they'll bind to toxins, and when they bind to toxins, it helps eliminate the endotoxin levels within the GI tract. I know personally because I've been exposed to mold toxins, and part of the mold toxin treatment was using cholestyramine. So cholestyramine is a binder which basically would bind the endotoxins within the GI tract and help pull and flush out the different mold toxins themselves. But beta-glucans actually have the same effect. It has the same mechanism action, which is why I've switched. Now, the other things I include is blueberries, strawberries, and walnuts themselves. I've noticed specifically by adding blueberries, which has sorbitol as part of the natural sugar, it actually has an effect to stimulate a bowel movement in the mornings. I've noticed specifically since I've switched over to, instead of eating eggs and potatoes or an omelet or breakfast burrito, if you switch to the first thing of doing gluten-free oatmeal, but then incorporating as many berries, as specifically the blackberries, it can give it a shot. It truly helped me, but it's something that I would suggest to incorporate on a daily basis. It also slows down glucose absorption. That's a completely different video, but oatmeal has a lot of potential benefits. I hope this video helps. If you have any thoughts, or if you have your own advice or suggestions that has worked for you, put it in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe, and in the future I'm going to have more podcasts with other biohackers talking about their own different biohacks that they've used in the past, similar to what I've talked about on today's show. So I truly hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.